Milwaukee's food service industry is fighting back after a very tough year.
Restaurants are still struggling, with a recent survey showing nearly 1 in 3 restaurant owners believe it could be at least a year before things return to normal.
Tony Atkins takes a look back at an unprecedented year as restaurateurs look forward to more prosperous years to come.
Some restaurants decided to downsize staff, while others decided to shut their doors permanently, while other restaurants decided to change the way they do business completely. This all after the COVID-19 pandemic rocked the restaurant industry. Milwaukee, food, drinks, the words almost synonymous with fun and nightlife in the Cream City. Last year, for a moment, much of that went dark.
It's been a really difficult year. No one has written a playbook for what you can do in a situation like this.
Paul Heckbarth was forced to close his entire hospitality portfolio, which meant temporarily shuttering 5 bars and 3 other venues. These days, things are a little bit better, but it's still an uphill climb.
Sometimes I don't think people realize what we've had to go through, especially in our industry, to try to stay alive.
A survey published by the National Restaurant Association in February shows the devastating impact of restaurants continues to this day. 92% of 3,000 restaurants surveyed say they expect staffing levels to be lower this month than they were even in January. 29% of them report layoffs or furloughs as recently as the start of 2021.
It's 10:48. We're ready at 11 o'clock, and there's people standing outside.
Things a bit more pleasant over at Pepper Pot Catering on 41st and Capitol. The Jamaican food restaurant actually saw an increase in business after shutting down for 2 weeks last spring to regroup.
We are so small, and people don't want to go sit down and eat. They couldn't go and sit down and eat, so the best thing for them is to come to Pepper Pot.
The cozy space allowed for more catering and pickup opportunities instead of dealing with the dine-in overhead.
It's certainly been a year that will not be forgotten quickly.
Meanwhile, at Don's Grocery and Liquor, normal isn't really a thing these days. Last year, the pandemic forced major changes as the Walker's Point Diner converted into a grocery store. Now it's a not-so-secret dine-in speakeasy dressed up as a TV repair center.
I think there are changes that are going to be here to stay. So I think normal is going to have a new definition. We're going to see what new normal is.
TMJ4 News also did a poll asking people if they feel comfortable eating out at this point of the pandemic. As of 4 p.m., 58% of the people polled say they do feel comfortable, while 42% say they still have some reservations. Reporting in downtown Milwaukee, Tony Atkins, TMJ4 News.
So we wanted to know your thoughts and took the poll to Twitter as well. Now asking if you feel comfortable dining at restaurants at this point in the pandemic. Head over to our Twitter page to vote.